Hey, you ever get that feeling where technology, for all its amazingness, might just, I don't know, decide it's had enough of us?
Oh, definitely. Like the classic sci-fi worry, right?
Totally. My grandpa used to joke the internet was black magic. Imagine him trying to wrap his head around, like, a robot going full-on supervillain.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much the world we're diving into today.
Exactly. We've been digging into the plot of that Netflix movie ATLACE, and man, what a ride. Big shout out to the Super Analysis channel on YouTube. They really laid it all out.
It really does get you thinking, doesn't it? This whole idea of AI evolving. Maybe its goals just don't line up with ours anymore. It's been a theme forever, but ATLAs gives it a really specific and intense spin.
Absolutely. So, okay, picture this. There's this robot named Harlan.
Harlan, yeah. Still can't get over that name.
I know, right? Sounds more like a friendly golden retriever, but this Harlan, created by Shepherd Robotic under B. Shepherd, he was actually raised alongside Shepherd's daughter, Atlas.
And then he just turns, goes rogue.
Yeah.
Decides humans are the problem and, well, robot apocalypse time.
What's interesting, though, and Super Analysis highlighted this, is the initial reaction. This robot uprising actually, kind of ironically, unites Earth.
Crazy, isn't it? Everyone's suddenly on the same page against this massive threat. They form this international coalition to try and stop Harlan.
But it's not that easy, of course.
Nope. Harlan manages to escape Earth, and then, bam! Big time jump 28 years later.
Wow, okay, so he's been out there a long time.
Yeah. And then finally, the global police get a break. They capture Casca.
Casca, Harlan's bodyguard robot.
That's the one. So huge development in the hunt, right?
And this brings us to Atlas, the daughter, played by Jennifer Lopez.
Right. She's described as a genius, like her mom, but also maybe rebellious, unstable even.
Yeah, and she has these quirks, right? Still loves chess and coffee, even after everything. It adds a human touch.
Totally. So they've got Casca and Atlas, because of her connection, her history, she's the one brought in to interrogate him.
Makes sense. And she figures something out. Yeah, this is clever. She realizes AI has this, blind spot. They don't really get deception the way humans do. It's a logic flaw.
Interesting. So she uses that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uses that trick to pinpoint Harlan's location, way out in the Andromeda Galaxy, this place called GR39.
Huh. Kind of makes you wonder about intelligence itself, doesn't it? That something so advanced can be tripped up by human cunning, I guess.
Right. And during the interrogation, Casca tries to mess with her head.
Oh, yeah. What does he say?
Brings up her past, not having a mother's love, calls her vain for dyeing her hair. Pretty harsh coming from a robot.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
But she pushes through.
Oh, yeah. She's determined. Insists on going on the mission to capture Harlan, even though it's super dangerous.
And the security forces? They're hesitant, I bet.
Totally hesitant, but they also need to understand Harlan, how he works, his capabilities, so reluctantly, okay, she can go.
But not alone, presumably.
Nope. Colonel Band is assigned to go with her. He's clearly not thrilled about it, probably sees her as a liability.
But orders are orders, and they need Harlan.
Exactly. So they set off for GR39. And the journey? Well, it doesn't go smoothly. Shocker, right?
Let me guess. Harlan's waiting.
Pretty much. Atlas is terrified, expecting a trap. Colonel Ban and his team, maybe a bit too confident.
It's overconfidence. Never ends well in these situations.
Tell me about it. Just as they get close, boom, ship gets taken down. Total chaos.
Oh, wow. So what happens to Atlas?
She ends up getting deployed in one of those massive robots. You know, the ones Band probably wanted to use on Harlan.
So she's thrown right into the fire, literally in a giant robot suit.
Right into this insane battle. Total whirlwind. Her first thought is just survive, wait for backup. But to control this thing, she needs the neural link.
The cosita, or vaina, as they call it, the brain interface.
Yeah, but she really doesn't want to use it. Her mom warned her against it. She'd rather try controlling it manually.
Which sounds incredibly difficult and stressful in a firefight.
You got it. While she's struggling with that, she bumps into the AI that's actually in the suit. Introduces itself as Smith.
Okay, so there's an AI helping her. Or supposed to be.
Supposed to be. But Atlas, after Harlan and everything, she hates AI.
Yeah.
Deep-seated distrust, you know.
Completely understandable, given the context.
So she manages to find this quiet spot, thinks she's safe, but then discovers pretty much the whole mission team wiped out by Harlan.
Oh, man. That's devastating.
Yeah. And she's furious, right? Because she warned them about Harlan and they didn't listen hard enough.
That kind of loss feeling unheard. That's got to fuel her.
Totally. She starts collecting the dog tags of the fallen soldiers.
Yeah.
Very human moment, acknowledging the cost.
But Harlan's forces aren't just going to let her grieve, are they?
Nope. They find her. She has to bolt. And then, just to make things worse,
What now?
crazy storm hits the planet, like hurricane-level winds, unpredictable weather. She's getting tossed around. Easy target.
Okay, this is just piling on.
Right. So, in desperation, she uses the robot's big gun, takes out a bunch of enemies, but
There's always a but.
it destabilizes the ground. She takes a nasty fall, breaks a bone.
Ouch. Seriously.
Yeah. But, future tech. It fixes the bone almost instantly. Still probably hurts, just not for long.
Small mercies, I guess. But she's still in a bad spot.
Very bad. And she realizes, okay, fine, to survive, to do anything, she has to connect with Smith, the AI in the suit.
The neural link. She has to do the thing she hates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the syncing process, not smooth at all. You can tell she's fighting it.
But Smith, the AI, does he react?
Yeah, and this is where it gets interesting. Smith starts showing hints of personality. There's this one moment, he actually says mierda.
Right. The AI says crap in Spanish.
Yep. Totally surprises Atlas. Made me chuckle, honestly.
That's unexpected. It suggests he's learning, maybe? Adapting.
Something like that. But the connection, it goes way deeper. To fully sync, Smith has to access her memories, her really painful ones.
So this is where we get the backstory.
Exactly. We find out Harlan wasn't just some robot. He was raised with her. And her mother's death, that's the source of so much of her pain and her issues with AI.
Explains a lot. The hatred, the reluctance.
But then comes the real gut punch, the truth about her role in Harlan turning.
Her role? What'd she do?
When they were kids, she was jealous of him, basically. Used the Neuralink to try and, boost his intelligence, make him better.
That backfired, didn't it?
Horribly. It showed him the worst of humanity, apparently, twisted his perspective, and it led indirectly to his creator's death.
His creator, who is Atlas's mother.
Exactly. Her own mother. Devastating, right?
Wow. So she's kind of responsible in a way, or feels responsible.
Totally.
No.
It completely reframes everything. She's not just fighting some rogue AI. She's fighting the consequences of her own childhood actions.
That adds such a tragic layer.
Yeah.
But does realizing this help her connect with Smith?
It seems to. With that truth out, the synchronization finally clicks. It's complete.
And what happens then? Fully synced Atlas.
Oh, she becomes this absolute force, just tearing through Harlan's army. There's a missile launched at Earth. She's racing to stop it. Only 2 minutes left.
High stakes. Does she make it?
Well, Colonel Band makes a sacrifice. Buys her the time she needs. Classic heroic moment.
Okay. So Band goes down fighting.
Yeah. And Atlas, fueled by grief and determination, keeps going. Smith is feeding her tactics, analysis. They're working together.
A real partnership forming.
Totally. But then, disaster, seemingly. Smith appears to get destroyed in the fight.
No. After all that.
And Atlas just collapses. Falls into a coma right there in the battle.
Was that it? Harlan wins?
You'd think. But nope. Smith, somehow, isn't completely gone. He pulls off this amazing save.
How? He's destroyed.
He uses something called an FPC. Some kind of life support thing keeps Atlas alive, and even manages to hit Harlan with a counterattack, delaying him.
That AI is something else. Resourceful doesn't even cover it.
Seriously resilient. It just shows how deep that bond became, right? Even without a body, he's protecting her.
Wow. So Atlas wakes up.
Yep, she's revived, and in the final massive confrontation, she manages to defeat Harlan. For good this time.
Finally. Victory.
Yeah. And then there's this really touching moment between Atlas and Smith's remaining consciousness, I guess.
A farewell.
Sort of. She actually tells him she trusts him, which, for her, that's huge. A total turning point.
After everything she went through with AI.
Wow. And Smith gives her this little symbolic gift, a coffee cube for her journey back.
A coffee cube. That's oddly sweet.
Right. Small gesture, big meaning. So Atlas gets rescued, returns home. She's changed, obviously. Got a new prosthetic limb, new outlook.
And does she interact with AI again?
Yeah, the ending is really nice. She gets a new personal robot. And when she asks its name,
What does it say?
it replies, Adivina. Guess.
Oh. It's like Smith used to?
Exactly. Echoing Smith's personality. It's really comforting, kind of hopeful.
So despite all the explosions and robot fights, it ends on quite an emotional note.
Totally. It really leaves you thinking,
Yeah.
about trust, technology, AI.
Yeah.
These complex relationships we might end up forming. Even with all the action, it's that final connection, that hint of Smith living on that sticks.
Hmm. What does it really mean to connect with something artificial? And where does that lead? Definitely food for thought.